Welcome everyone to EA Global Summit 2021. This is Sujat from EA Global Summit organizing team. It's our privilege to have Suresh Jayakumar in our presence, the EA consultant and the trainer at Spark Systems India, presenting Simplifying EA Interface. And I also thank everyone for your interest in joining this session and for your kind information that we will be muting all the participants throughout the session. So please use the chat window to drop your questions to the speaker. Your questions will be answered at the end of the session. So we request everyone to visit the allotted Microsoft Team channel to communicate with Suresh and the other EA practitioners after the session. Suresh and the other speakers accepted to stay in the channel to have a one-to-one discussion and answer all your questions. The link to the MS Teams channel is posted in the chat window for your quick reference. If you have any difficulties in connecting to Teams, please let us know through the chat window or write us at registrations@eaglobalsummit.com. Thanks once again for your interest and support to EA Global Summit 2021. Without any further ado, I'll request Suresh to start his presentation.
Thank you, Sujat. Can you make me as a presenter, please?
Yeah, I made you as a presenter. Okay. Suresh, can you able to okay, perfect.
Yes. Is that my screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible, Suresh.
Uh, Thanks for the introduction, Sujat. Thank you. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session, and thank you all for taking time out and being here today. Well, let me introduce myself. I am Suresh Jaikumar, EA consultant and trainer in Spark Systems India. I have a firm experience in EA consulting and training for various teams across the globe. Today, I would like to present a topic on how to simplify EA interfaces, which includes a group of subtopics that is perspectives, ribbon set, and security group configuration in EA, working sets in EA, frequently used windows in EA, context browser, and managed technologies in EA. The major reason for me to preferably choose The major reason for me to preferably choose these topics for the day is because to overcome some of the common pain pointers faced by EA users while modeling or analyzing their data in Sparks EA. Preferably for me, when I'm working in EA, I get annoyed to switch myself between huge number of tool sets to create a different set of entities from different toolboxes, and it is applicable to the diagrams and the technologies as well. Similarly, I expect a default transformation of workspaces based on selected framework, and the piled ribbon menu makes me to forget to choose the preferred option at last. Searching for the diagrams or elements in the cramped project browser frustrates me as well. So I believe the topic which I chosen to deliver in this session will address all the above concerns. All these quoted features in the topics are very powerful, and I haven't seen most of the people using its fullest efficiency. If configuring these factors are considered to be a prerequisite before starting up with your EA project, this could reduces the considerable amount of time spent in the modeling activity, and it keeps you focused on the things you are actually up to. So let's speak about perspectives. ribbon set configuration, and security group. Customize your toolset via perspective. As a Sparks user, many of our role may include data, and many of our role may include modeling in data. During this process, many of us have faced an hardship shifting between the extensive diagram types, element types, and the patterns. Making available of huge number of these options features in the tool is appreciable. However, too much of these options may annoy us sometime. There are chances that we may lose our concentration during this analysis. Imagine you want to work just using two different frameworks to model your data. Let's say Archimate and a BPMN for a project X. To do this, many of us may prefer to unselect the unwanted frameworks from the specialization menu, but please remember it's not an appropriate solution for your need. This way of working style may forces you to select a few other framework based on different commitments which automatically bring back the huge list. Considering all these factors, Sparks EA introduced a fantastic feature called as perspectives. Perspective customization lets your team to focus on what it specifically needs, which allows you to group and minimize the technologies and provides you an option to focus on the selected diagrams and elements and the connectors. The screenshots in the slide shows the difference between the technology and the diagram list post configuring the perspectives. So when I try to select the perspective menu in my EA without applying any perspective rule, I could see a bundle of technologies which is reflecting in my screen. Whereas post configuring my perspective, I can have the minimal level of this configuration so that you can see only the system engineering is set as a perspective and I can deal only with the system engineering. So the rule is applied and the rest of the technologies are restricted. Similarly, this applicable even for the diagram dialects as well as for the toolboxes. Wrap up your ribbon sets. Just like that, you minimize your framework, you can customize the ribbon sets as well. We suspect vast majority of users start, design, layout ribbon on a regular basis, but other ribbons are probably only used on occasional purposes. To set the context, a business analyst may really don't need all the features in the develop ribbon or the simulate ribbon. For them, we hide the specific ribbons, or we can get into much more detail to customize the ribbon panels as well. Moreover, using the piled up ribbon menu, sometimes the users tend to forget to choose the preferred options as well. So this is a ribbon menu or in EA without restrictions. So we can see the start menu, design and layout, develop. All the ribbons are available in this menu, whereas this can be customized and this can be made into a minimal view. Apply security group to your perspective and ribbon configuration. The fairly new feature in EA is to assign the perspective set and the ribbon set to the security group. However, the prerequisite for this is the user group and the user security configuration has to be done. Now, let's just try to have a demo on how to configure the perspectives and ribbon sets in EA and get that assigned to the security group. So I logged into my EA module. Let's first look into the default view of the EA toolset, perspective toolset, without applying any perspective. So I haven't applied any rules or any restrictions in my perspectives. In order to configure the perspectives and ribbon, EA provides two different level of controls. The first one is the high level, and the second is a detailed control which can be assigned to the user group. Let me just show you the difference between the two. So on the top right corner, you could see there's a menu item called as perspective. So if I just click on this drop down, there is a bundle of list which provides me a set of technologies, whereas there are a complete bundle of technologies available without applying the perspectives here. Similarly, if I get into the toolbox section, I could notice that a huge list of toolboxes are appearing, whereas the same context, where if I try to create a diagram, I get a huge list here. So what is the high level configuration of, how does a high level configuration of the perspective works? So let's say I want to restrict all these items. So what all the things I can restrict with the perspective? So I can restrict the patterns, the diagrams, as well as the requirement, I mean the toolboxes and the technology. So how do we do it at the high level? So let's say I just go to this drop down, and I need the UML structural items to be showcased in my toolbox and in my diagram dialogues and in my patterns. So if I try to select this, so EA gives me an option to just select one of the items from the model patterns. These are structural model patterns. And talking about the toolboxes, if I just select this hamburger menu, you can see there are only the structural toolboxes are available. And similarly, if I try to create a diagram from a diagram dialog, you can see the perspectives is restricted. So if I restrict a perspective at a high level from here, this is getting applied in the model wizard and in the toolbox as well as in the diagrams. Similarly, there is a high level ribbon menu where you can restrict these items as well. There are we can to in order to access it, we can find that in the start menu, start workspace button, manage your ribbon sets. So if I open this item and I say create a new ribbon set for a business analyst, and let me select maybe the business analysts may not require simulation ribbon and execute or construct ribbon. Even in the publish menu, you may not require the develop ribbon as well as the publish ribbon. So that getting deep into the panels of this ribbon, we can just restrict few of them. And I want the model exchange alone to be visible on the interface. So what I have did is I unchecked most of the items, and in the publish ribbon I have just checked for the model exchange. So if I save this and I say apply, could you can you just notice there's a big list of ribbon items here, and if I say apply, so my ribbon item, I have a minimal ribbons available in my window. So what else I can do? I mean, uh, vice versa. If I want to view the complete view of the ribbon, what I have to do? It's very simple. Just get back to the workspace button and select an option called show all ribbons. So we got the ribbon back. Now we'll have to look into the second level of perspective configuration, where this is a high level configuration where the second level would provides you a facility to assign, to create a profile or a group for your perspectives and ribbons, and that can be assigned to a user group. So let us see how to configure that. In order to do that, the prerequisite, as a prerequisite, I need to have my security enabled, and I should have configured the user groups and the users. So if you just, if I can just show you the user groups in my module, I have just created two user groups, one for system engineer and another one for business analyst, and given them an access, and I've assigned two users, one user for each group here. So this is a prerequisite, and let me get back to the perspectives. So I can find the perspective in the start menu. I have to visit the perspective button here, and I have to choose manage perspective. So if I do this, I could see a few items. Let's say system visibility. This is the overall perspective list, and personal sets, and the model based sets, and the group restriction. So in the group restrictions, you could see the user groups are reflecting here by default. So let's first create a personal set. My intention is to create a minimal technology or minimal of a minimized framework for a systemal activity. So what I have to do is I'm just creating a system engineering activity perspective, and I'm applying the rules, a strict rule to it, so that we can detail, we can drill it down in detail to have the full control of elements and connectors and diagrams. So when I say okay, I just created the name of the perspective. I not yet created or added the technology to it, and I have to customize the technologies as well. So let me go for this menu, and I need to select the SysML 1.5 to achieve this. So I have a detailed list of technologies visible in my screen. I'm selecting SysML 1.5 from them, and I say okay. So now I have assigned a technology to my perspective, and I want to restrict something more into it. So let's say I want to have, I'm planning to have some more restrictions into it. I'm applying a restriction rule here. So for that, I have to click on this restrict button, which gives me an option to customize the list of elements, the list of diagrams, and the list of relationships which I'm going to use for my modeling purpose. So let's say, first of all, I'm selecting the elements, unchecking all these items by clicking on the none, and I say actions. So let me select action in an activity, and I want activity initial and activity final in my toolbox. So I have opted for three different elements. So one is action, and activity final and activity initial is three of my base types which I selected. Moving on to the relationship. So the most familiarly used connector or recommended connector between the actions or activities is control flow. So let me uncheck all these boxes once again. Here I have a search definition where I have a space to search the items. So let me try to search the control flow. Yeah, I got the control flow. So from the list of connector, I'm just checking out the control flow alone. And moving on to the diagrams, I want the activity to be selected. So I'm unchecking everything. I'm selecting the activity alone. Similarly for rules. So, I mean, this is the quick link is, okay. So in this case, there's a huge list of items. So let's pick up few of them. I unchecked everything and I've selected none, and then activity initial to action, because those are the three items what we have selected in the element list. And maybe the next one should be activity final. Maybe these tools, I think these tools alone is enough to show the demo. And similarly, we can apply it for the patterns as well. So let's say okay for this, and even you can restrict the common toolbox sets. So I don't think so we need all these informations in a toolbox, since I'm customizing it into two details, so I don't need these informations as well. So let's mark all these items as none, and I say okay. So I've created a perspective and named it as system engineering activity and assigned a technology to it. And the technology is restricted in detail to just showcase the activity diagram and a few set of elements in the toolboxes and the connectors. So I'm just saving this, post saving this item. I'm just closing this window. And if I try to change the perspective to a system engineering activity, you could notice the difference. Okay, I need to configure it further, but you can see that I have the systemal activity diagram alone, and the huge list of technologies in the personal list has been restricted to the system engineering activity. So let's try to assign it to a user group and check how it works along with the toolbox configurations. So let me try to get into the perspectives from the start menu, personal sets. Now, in order to get this assigned to the group restriction, I have to get this moved to the model based sets, where if I get this moved to the model based set, this would be applicable for this model, for the DB model, where all the users can access this perspective, who is the member of the particular group to which we are getting it assigned to. So let's say if I am right clicking on this perspective, and if I'm getting it moved to a model, so now I have this in the model based sets, and the next option should be a group restriction. So I have a list of user groups: administrator, business analyst, and a system engineer. So I'm planning to assign my perspective to a system engineer here. I have to uncheck all these items. I'm just providing a name for this group. I say okay. And now I'm restricting, applying some ribbons to it. So let's make the design checked and the layout checked and the configure checked, and let's remove everything, and I say okay. So now the perspectives are defined and the group restrictions are applied. So next, close this item, and now I have to get logged in as another user. If I do this, I've been provided with only one particular diagram in the diagram panel. So if I select the diagram, it's an activity, a SysML activity, which has only 3 different elements from the toolbox, whatever I selected, and a connector. So that's all about the perspectives. So let's move to our next topic. Our next topic is about managing the working sets. So this makes you to keep your activity focused through the working sets. So let's say the working sets is a very simple but a very powerful feature. If you are regularly working in number of relative diagrams, you can use working sets to open them all in one go. Not only diagrams, you're allowed to save your metrics profiles, search definitions, and document templates, and few other options. So let's look that into EA. Where do I find, maybe I have to remove login as an administrator back. So where do I find this working sets? I can get this available in manage work sets, and this is the actual window to deal with this working sets, which is called as focus. So you can find this in start ribbon, perspectives, manage working sets. So let me create a working set here. Before creating a working set, let me just have my diagram opened so that you can feel the difference. So if I say, if I'm moving to the focus menu and I'm creating a working set, let's say a requirement working set or act requirement and activity or something. And by default, this provides me the number of diagrams which is opened in the workspace, so I can check it if I need it. So I just need the requirement diagram to be opened and to be bookmarked, and let's say I can add few other items like profiles, matrix profiles, and a search definition. So let's make it as element definition from the common searches. Say okay, and then I can add my document templates as well. A requirement document template is selected. Okay. So I have three different. I have opted for three different items. So one is requirement and activity. I'm sorry, a diagram and a search menu and a model template. So now these are very flexibly accessible for me whenever I open a EA next time, and this can be shared to the wide users, to the group users as well, by just right clicking on this item. And if you say share your working set, means that you're getting it shared to your user group. So right now it is available for only for you to access, and if you select this item, so you can see the green dot here. So this resembles that this is available for each and every user in the particular group. So this is about the diagram sets, working sets, I'm sorry. And next, moving on, the frequently used windows. So we know that very well. No, you need to identify the right property window. So in EA, it's very important to understand the purpose of the window and keep them docked in the workspace to utilize the fullest efficiency. Uh, there are a few common windows which is mandated for a user to have it docked by default. Let's see what are they. So few of them are the toolboxes, project browser, property window, and notes, traceability, and layout tools. So we all know very well that the toolbox is a panel of icons that you can use to create elements and connectors on the diagrams. You can also use the toolbox to add elements. And the browser, the project browser, displays your model objects and features in a number of arrangements, reflecting the content and structure of your model. Many more properties windows where it allows you to view the property of an element of a diagram as well. And you can also get an access to your tag values. And the notes window would provide you, allows you to have the text, the description for an element and diagram into it. Finally, the traceability window can quickly see how you can quickly see how the elements are connected and how they are influenced each other. Layout window helps you to organize and align your diagrams in a few clicks. So these are very mandate window, which is expected to be by default docked in your workspace. So I do have more than that, but at the moment, so we just discuss about the project browser. It's here, and we have the properties as well, and toolboxes, and I have layout tools docked here. So let's say if I want to dock any other windows, or if I want to choose any other windows, I am free to select it from the design menu, which is available in the start ribbon. So there's a list of items, list of windows which I can select and play with it as well. And so now let's this is about choosing the right property window. You can add few other windows based on your requirement. So but however, we recommend these 5 or 6 items whatever we quoted here is a recommended options, which by default or by it's a mandate to be docked in your workspace to make your environment smooth. So moving on, the next topic would be on the workspaces. EA allows you to create different set of workspaces based on your need. Let's we just docked toolbox, project, browser, or property window, notes, traceability, layout tools. This workspace configuration is more than enough for a business. Uh, this particular workspace configuration, whatever we just did before with regards to the previous slide, is more than enough for a business analyst. If in case the user is modeling the solution architecture or something, he may need a simulation or feature window in addition to it. So just let's try to look how to save your workspace or create your own customized workspace. So I feel this workspace is fine for a business analyst. So in order to save this, I have to select this workspace button from the ribbon interface, and I click on manage workspace. So there should be a list of custom workspaces which can be reused if needed, and you are always welcome to create your own workspaces as well. So our current workspace is, I need it as, let me name it as a business analyst. So I just created a workspace, saved the current workspace as my default workspace or a personal work set for the business analyst. So let's just try to shift around the workspaces. Uh, Getting back to the workspace menu. So there is a custom workspace and some default workspaces. And if I just try to select this, you can see I lost many of the options over here, whereas I can, by selecting some custom workspace, and if I want shift to another workspace, I have to select this drop down and get back to the workspace window. So this is the workspace we just saved, which is business analyst. And if I double click on this, I'm getting my workspace back. So this reduces no, this makes your workspace smoother, and you need not have to suffer with this the clumsy workaround. So this is all about the workspace. And moving on, let's look about the context browser in EA. So the context browser, it's most of us stick to the first tab on the browser. When I say the browser, I mean the actual project browser. Okay. Next to the project browser, you may have three different tabs. People don't usually notice it. So there's something called as context and something called as diagram. Uh, so there is something hidden into it. So let's see what it is. This context menu allows us to see this project browser allows us to see the complete model content, which includes packages, diagrams, elements in the entire EA database. However, if you're working on a specific package or in a specific diagram, it can be helpful. It is recommended to use the context menu in EA workspace. So let me just show you how does the context browser works. I'm just getting back into EA, and can you notice we have few other items here, like other than the project browser, we can see context, we can see diagram, and we can see resources. Let's say if I'm selecting, I have different set of diagrams in my project browser, and if I open the requirement diagram, I kept the requirement diagram open and I'm moving on to the context. This provides me a focused list of elements which is available in the current package. Selecting this diagram would allows me to view the elements in the current package. And if I shift here to this menu, which is nothing but a diagram, this gives me an entire list of element, whatever is available in the diagram, though it is located in a different package. So this should be useful. See, my project browser is no a very tiny browser as of now because I just created it for the demo. But you people are EA users and consultants who definitely know how powerful it is if you stick to one particular diagram and if you focus on that diagram and the package contents alone. Not the least, we are going to see how the managed technologies works in EA. So the managed technologies is one of the easiest things to do is to you can easily disable the technologies which is not being used. We usually recommend to disable the technologies which is outdated. Disabling this technology removes the concern diagram, toolboxes, and the patterns from the dialogues and ensures that you are not creating any outdated diagrams or elements or connectors. So let's see where it is actually in the workspace. You can find this manage technologies in the design menu. I'm sorry, in the specialized menu. You can select the manage tech and you could notice there is a huge bundle of frameworks or technologies are selected. So I can uncheck the unwanted items from here because I don't think we are using SysML 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3 at the moment. So 5 is the latest version. So I'm just planning to remove these noises, and if I say OK, EA will not showcase these items in my tool sets. It's what I was about to say. So back to the huge tool set, and can you see I just disabled SysML 1.1, 2, and 3, and now I could only see 1.5 is available for me to work on. So I think that's all from my side, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and you could reach our sales team for any value-added services. We are experts in training, EA training, and consulting and customization of add-ins. Thank you all. Thanks for your patience.
I thank Suresh on behalf of everyone for making this session a wonderful one. As we said in earlier, now is the time for Q&A, and we will be reading out the questions and from the chat, and Suresh will be answering them. Suresh, there
Yes,
is a
Sujat.
there is a question from class that are perspective default available in EA, or do you have to add the manual?
No, we have that by default. Like we need to just configure it. So I mean, it is available from, I mean, post version 14. So the perspectives are available in EA versions post 14. So you just need to configure these items, and you don't need to install anything or so. So you just need to play around with these menus. That's more than enough.
Okay, thank you, Suresh. And another question from Avtandi. Is there a web user interface in EA roadmap?
Is that question is related to the perspectives? Uh, Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I can address that in the Teams channel.
Sure, Suresh. Thank you. Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Suresh. And thanks to everyone for your time and support throughout the session. Hope it is very informative and gives a deeper insight into the topic. Now, Suresh will be available in the MS Teams to have a detailed discussion and answer more questions. The link to the MS Team channel is posted in the chat window for your quick reference. If anyone is having difficulties in connecting to Teams, please reach us at a chat window or write us at registrations@eaglobalsummit.com. Thanks once again, everyone, and looking forward to host you all in another wonderful session. Thanks, Suresh.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for your patience. And I'd like to thank Sparks Systems team and Nizam for providing me an opportunity to express myself in this global platform. Thank you.